Good morning, everybody. I am the Cynic. This video will be in response to Barbarossa's call to end MGTOW relativism. As long as I've looked at the manosphere, the three major camps, MGTOW, MRA, and PUA, have always represented three things to me in terms of the quote-unquote system. I'm not sure if Stardust put it this way or not. Just throwing that out there just in case he did. The pickup artists represent indulging the corrupt system. The men's rights activist represents fighting the corrupt system, and the men going their own way represents walking away from the corrupt system, while traditionalists trying to revert the corrupt system back to what it was, if we're going to include them. The reason I bring this up is because the MGTOW's walking away is one of the only universal tenets I can find in shifting MGTOW from the subject of a man defining his own way in life to a group who has an objective definition. Razorblade Candy has often called MGTOW, by our very nature, MRA, in that we fight for men's rights. Perhaps passive resistance-wise he may be right, but I've never seen it as a group for social change, so much as a group dedicated to individual change for the self as the goal, and social change being perhaps a side effect. Barbarossa has opened a conversation about men going their own ways relativism and how the idea should be put to rest. While I'm not in full agreement with this idea, fact of the matter is that MGTOW needs to evolve, and making some objective tenets for the claim real MGTOW, as he gave an example with male feminists, may be in order. The current requirements I've pieced together are as follows: statement of self-ownership, avoidance of marriage, walking away from the system, anti-misandry, and identification as MGTOW. The question now is what farther characteristics and beliefs are needed to constitute being a man going his own way, and who is to decide these requirements? Not being a feminist? Well, if we go by the dictionary definition of it, then I'm afraid I would be out, as I do see women as capable of being equals to men. I won't uplift them, but I certainly won't treat them as less than I would treat a man simply because vagina. Perhaps wanting smaller government? As one of the main gripes MGTOW has is the state's favoritism with women over men. Next up, who's to decide? Will Barbar write up a list? Maybe a meeting between Barbarossa and Stardust. Or will there be a meeting between all the MGTOW channels with a sub-count of over 2,000? I know I may be coming off as a bit of a combative prick right now, but if this is going to be done, I want it done right. And no, this isn't some cheap shot at Barbar, Stardust, or whatever. These are honest questions that I think he and others should address if they don't believe in MGTOW relativism, and that the individual man who identify with the banner don't decide for themselves what said banner means. I'll end this video on the going your own way part, as this is the point of contest in terms of relativism versus objectivism. Like all banners and movements, the beginning point to them is always to attract like-minded individuals to come and share ideas. Going your own way does, in fact, appeal to the individualistic aspect for those wishing to be a part of it. Remove too much of the relativism, and your own way is no longer your own. Remove too little of the relativism and the objective traits that make the real MGTOW indistinguishable from those who just say they are. As I said before, this isn't me being combative or taking pot shots. This is me asking questions that will help further along the conversation that Barbar has started, and thus perhaps bring some objectivity and clearer understanding to what it means to be a man going your own way. He doesn't want... I honestly think he might have a point in his dismissal of MGTOW relativism. I honestly do. But I would like to understand fully his points of contest. And if nothing else, I do look forward to Razorblade Candy's 2 cents on the matter. I'm the Cynic, everybody. Have a nice day.